because I certainly didn't pay attention to race number 1.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely did not, unfortunately, right. I also did not watch the race whatsoever, but I just got the recap from it, and yeah, so I believe Telethar is certainly, you know, looking for well, he needs to win this one to win for sure, because it is best of 3. And well, if the lane takes game 1, he needs to win this for a game 2. I'm sure they're both looking forward to playing inverted if he wins, but you know, it's part of the game, right?
I'm glad one of us knows like what this tournament entails, and the other one here is an admin for this tournament.
Oh my gosh, dude, I'm an admin for that. Oh no. Perfect.
Would you like to be both, Clear Mouse?
No, you know what? I think I'm probably good. You know, based on how many things I've seen you guys do, it is a lot.
Fair enough.
You know, okay, you know, and you know, so I told myself I was gonna see what was on Lumberjack when Telethar got there because I missed what was on the main side, but I still missed it when I was on Telethar's side.
I'm pretty sure it's just money, so I don't think you're missing anything. So, do not worry about that.
You're thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, we actually have quite a bit of. So do you think Telethar is playing cross keys, or do you think he's playing ADKeys, or do you think that he was really just actually looking to make some more money?
Probably looking to make some more money. Actually,
okay.
No, this is definitely a cross key seed. We just have been really lucky with our entrances so far.
Oh, you're right. Lucky or unlucky. Okay. Well, we have a Desert Palace small key. That's pretty cool. We have no book, but you know, it's one of those small keys that you like to go see.
Hey, look, those look like the boots.
Amazing.
At a boots lock location.
Yeah. Boots lock boots, man. That is one of the worst possible things that you could see in a randomizer.
And to be fair, like the lane has no money, so he's like, you know what? I'll just take those.
Yeah, that's actually very true. Right? What did they do? Man, does somebody go to Uncle? Who went to Uncle?
I think they've both actually been to Uncle at this point.
Okay, because Telethar is apparently like 50-ish rupees richer than the lane. I'm just trying to figure out where he ended up getting that extra money.
Part of it might have been a triple.
Oh yeah, that's actually
I know
yeah,
the crab was
right.
spitting out 5 rupees.
Okay, that's actually probably accounts for a good amount of difference. Yeah.
So. But yeah, this is in fact like you said, a tournament race. This is, you said the lane is up 1 game to none, so if the lane wins, he moves on. Telethar needs to win to force the game 3. We had a book and a glove in Tut.
Are we gonna? So all we need is a lamp, yes, and well, I guess we need a Desert Palace Big Keep. Yeah, who came up with this mode, Volkix? I can't believe we need so many things for desert. We need a
look.
Desert Palace
I'm not the one who
Big
came up with the mode. I'm just the one that decided to help run a tournament on this mode.
Oh, true. That is very true. I guess, okay, so I guess you can be absolved of some blame, but you know what? You still get like 80% of it, okay? Just, but you can be forgiven if we can find, you know, like the Desert Palace Big Key and a lamp and a boat here.
I mean, I think with what they have, I gotta imagine Desert is on the minds of these runners, because like you get the book, you get the Desert Small Key. That's an early indication that maybe there's something there, like something that leads toward Dark World access.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course they do have boots. So, you know what? Good thing the lane, by the way, went back for the back of the well though, because that was money, and that is gonna afford them the flute. The other ones, I think they were too poor in order to go get it.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, this is really good for the lane and Telethar. And again, just another like, hey, maybe make a quick trip over to Desert.
Oh, you know, I was even just thinking, yeah, so they're gonna go and like, you know, check, you know, library and maze race, and maybe they'll just run straight to Desert. No, we can actually use that thing called the flute. Yes. Speaking of using the flute, we can also turn in that mushroom. What do you think?
It's true. This is just a nice seed for everybody involved.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but you know, unfortunately, Mike, this is not casual boots because, you know, you do see Thelaine and Telethar dashing. I see nothing that is sticking out, sadly.
That could be taken so many different ways.
You know, as I said that, I was like, this is a family-friendly stream, right? only, you know, wholesome interpretations are allowed. Oh my gosh, you know what? How about, actually, you know what, the late's already been to the library. Teller has not found those boost lock boots yet. Okay, yeah, I'm hoping we're gonna find a sword real soon.
Yes,
and not,
we want a sword.
Yeah, a sword, you know, maybe even a second sword. Do you think that's asking for too much?
This early on, yeah, I think so.
Alex might be slightly. You know what, Alex? If you really want to hear it, you can rewind. You can go back to the bot. I think we're gonna go and see what the lane's up to here in Ice Rock Cave. Oh, okay. I don't even remember what was here on Maze Race, but I guess Talthar is blind shaking it. So
Yeah, it was a blind check. It was nothing.
Okay.
I remember.
Okay.
We got an Ice Palace small key in Ice Rod Cave. Is that like
Yeah,
vanilla-esque?
yeah, I mean it's pretty. I mean it's like a subset,
pretty.
right? Oh no,
it's a pretty cave.
Yeah, I mean, Ice Palace, small key, ice. Ice is the handling distance doesn't get much better than what we just saw here. That was a map or something. Eastern? Okay, Eastern maybe? Yeah, we're definitely not gonna go into Eastern. Well, not definitely. Without
we're
the
definitely
bow.
not going into Eastern. We are skipping Eastern entirely. Hello, Kena
Entirely?
Samaria.
Oh, was on the island? Oh, well,
That is what was on
important.
that island.
We don't have anything remotely close to being able to get that item whatsoever, but I guess we'll get there slowly but surely. Hey, is this gonna be a Bikini Eastern? That would be pretty cool. Funny. Nice 300.
It is not, but it's a Bikini Desert.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Okay, well, now you feel like you have to hold off on this a little bit. Although we have, nothing to kill Lanmo with.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, bombs are kind of... It's not logic, right? With only bombs?
No.
Like, it can't possibly be. Okay.
But that Kena Samaria would help, but we don't have the ability to get it.
True. Alright, yeah, so this 300 bailout here in Waterfall is gonna net the lane.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, this might be the seed. Okay, so if they find a bow somewhere, I'm gonna be... I mean, well, okay, the lane might go. I don't know if Telethar will be willing to go over there.
Are you asking for an NMG Lanmo fight?
I am asking for a vanilla preset.
Oh, a vanilla
randomizer.
Preset. Okay, I'm sorry.
And actually, for the record, like Telethar actually does have time. He's actually in the vanilla preset tournament, so that's actually going on. Yeah, so so both of these guys should have some experience, going through both landmass. Assuming, of course, we're so close, but I mean, I think we're just gonna see a fire rod show up somewhere, honestly. Small key 2, pod, okay, more money. Yeah, apparently, I guess, right, we also have logical mountain access. I mean, we have logical old man rescue access as well with that lamp. Yes, with the flute, it's kind of nice.
Man, this is just a scary setup with, like, we're looking at desert without the ability to clear it, but, like, we have everything we could want for it.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, 4 hearts. Oh my god. Wow, the lake. Scary locations. It is the big key. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh. Okay, wall kicks, we're both gonna hope for that bow real hard.
I see, yeah, we kind of need that bow now.
Yeah, come on. We can, okay, surely the mountain. Oh, actually, maybe we can't do much more else up here, right? We can get Specrock Cave, and then, yeah, we can, I guess, take a look at the,
So the bow is just gonna be in desert, right?
Perfect. Yeah, or Gina. That is another.
Gina.
Yes. Oh, perfect. Yes. Surely it will not be an Eastern Palace, right?
That would be hilariously bad.
It could be a Saha for what it's worth. That would actually
Saha is a thing, yes.
Yeah, that would not be a bad location. In fact, that looks like that's exactly where the lane is going right now. I think he took half his health to the crabs at Ice Rock Cave, so he should be okay at least for one more hit if he needs it.
I think we'll be fine. I was really wondering if that was going to be like Green Pendant Desert.
Oh, Desert or Eastern for that matter.
Or Eastern, yeah. Oh, there's a sword.
There's a sword. Look, everything's fine. Okay, this is basically just casual boots. I agree with you right now. Yes. We did get some arrows. That's not quite, like the bow, but it's ammunition for the bow that we're gonna get eventually, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so Thelane's now gonna go get his desert big, and he can just full clear desert, like, without a problem.
True. We have actually a sword. It's not gonna be, the most pleasant of fights. The sword is not. It's not like it's like going to fight Mothula, with the fighter sword. It's like it's doable, but it's not probably the most ideal of circumstances.
We are gonna get a backup escape play from Telethar. Haven't seen this yet from Thelane, although I don't think Thelane is like even saved and quit in a while. So
Yeah, that's actually a good point as well. Oh, we have the map to desert. Yes. Oh, we have a bow.
And a
Let's
bow.
go. Let's go. Yes. Oh, we can beat Eastern. That's probably where Telethar is going, and he's probably gonna go fight a fire rod. Eastern, do not let me down.
Well,
We can go do
I mean,
desert.
if I were Telethar, I wouldn't go to Eastern yet. He doesn't have the big key.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That was.
He's
that
gonna
was
get it
in
now.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. It's on Old Man. Yes, you are. You are absolutely correct. That back of escape. So I guess I would think the lane would go there. Maybe probably on the sooner side. I mean, it is pretty dense back there. I don't know if he. I guess maybe like tries. Well, I guess I don't know if you would do like the front of escape first. They've already both been to Uncle, right? So maybe that's not going to be like the front of escape's probably not going to be that. I guess like common to go back to right now.
Yeah,
But the back
no,
of escape
it's
seems okay.
the thing with the lane though is like he's got to save and quit basically to do back of escape. Like you're not doing a back of escape until you save and
Yeah.
quit.
Oh, the lane. That's very true. Oh, here we are. But you definitely called it because we have a beatable weapon here with the sword. And to be able to full clear out desert. Yep, Telethar. We were so close. We were so close to being able to get the best chance of a Bo Lambos fight on Telethar. Then you remember that Eastern Palace thing.
I mean, he's still probably gonna do a Bo Lanmo fight at this rate. Like, you know, your options are fighter sword and a bow. So like, chances are he's still probably doing a Bo Lanmo fight.
Yeah, that's actually probably right. Because I think the only thing that will probably really deter, I guess, that path is he's gonna find like the fire rod. He might find like two more swords in addition to the one that there was a Saha for. But that's kind of a lot to ask. Even of my favorite palace, Eastern, I don't think there can be that many good things here. We do have a shield. It's got the word progressive in it. What do you think? You think
That's the word progressive. Yes, that's how you know it's important if it has the word progressive in it.
All right. So far though, we found bombs in desert so far. Nothing else.
Nothing too crazy.
And
There's a
we're
map
not
that
even
we
gonna go with
definitely
the map.
don't need.
Yep.
So something's got to show up soon.
Yeah. Well, we're getting slow, logical access, I guess, to these dungeons. When we pick up the map and compass, because apparently, I learned this recently, was that you need, logically speaking, apparently you need both the map and the compass to actually put the dungeon boss in logic.
Well, I mean, look at this. I mean, we according to Telethar's tracker, he has the map for both Eastern and Desert. Based on the fact that there's chest trackers on the top of both the screens, we have the compass for both dungeons. Like both of these dungeons appear fully in logic.
Yeah, completely full in logic too, because we even have the Desert Palace small key as well.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, like everything's here.
I find it odd that this kind of mode, like the non-entrance mode, requires logically to have the map and the compass and for the dungeon to logically be completable.
Yeah, I think that was also right, because I think my understanding is that when in the at least like the cross keys branch, that was something that AA did not want to carry over. I think from the main branch. I guess. I mean, there
this
also
is why
like
cross keys is good.
Yeah. I'm actually fully on board with actually a lot of cross keys changes. I do think AA actually took some quality of life improvements in order to try and make cross keys, I think, a bit nicer in terms of experience, right? Like you're not required to do Spiral K, for example, like without the pearl, right? That kind of would suck terribly, in my opinion. Yeah, Fourth Lane doesn't have the bow that Telethar has in the back of Escape, so we're actually gonna, this is actually pretty nice, creative fight here with bombs and the fighter sword. It's like, it could be Mike.
So like, are we really down to like stuff like this? Like, here are the bosses. There's got to be an item here somewhere. There we go.
Hey, look, there's the item.
I was like, one of these bosses has to have something.
Yeah. Something, yeah. That's a hook shot. So that is, I think that's gonna be a save and quit for. Oh no, you're right. The lane has not saved and quit yet. Actually, is it faster than save and quit to go to the old man?
Well, I'm pretty sure you still gotta do a game. Like, I think.
Oh right, yes, you are correct. Yes. I did forget about it again. See, this is why you're here. Well, part of the reason why you're here, not the only reason, of course, why you're here. But we still actually don't have Dark World access, right? So we have actually the ability to fully clear out 2 dungeons already in the Light World, which is actually pretty, I think, remarkable. But still, like, no hammer, no other glove, no pearl. That's I guess they have. You know what? Never mind. We have a pearl now, so we're just looking for the hammer. Yeah, surely one of these bosses has to have something, right? You know, why not both? Okay.
Right.
So do you actually think in this case, like, the front of escape would have something? Because like so hookshot gets us to Paradox, but we still can't get over to Hera, right? Somehow, like, no hammer, no mirror, something like that.
Are you saying we have to complete the dungeons in order to seed?
Oh, is this NMG? You know, the lane is like, you know, the lane is like really messing up the order here. I can't believe he thinks this is like still a randomizer or something. But if we found a hammer over here, or a mirror for that matter, I think we would be. I mean, I'm gonna assume that. Well, okay. Would you finish Hera? Or would you try and maybe put it off and wait for like the big key?
I mean, I'm always the kind of person that would just finish it, but
the lane is actually running a little low on bombs here because he did. He certainly used the vast majority of his ammunition to try and beat Landmos. You know, oh, there's a sword. I bet he would have liked to have that for the fight as well. And there are arrows here to help him replenish his quiver if he had actually.
Well, not only was there a sword, there was a castle tower key.
Well, that's a development. Mm-hmm. Would this motivate you to go to the front of escape then?
Well, if I'm Delane, after this, I sure as shit better save and quit. I apologize for the language. So I could do back
Don't
escape.
worry, this isn't a family-friendly stream. We've already established that. So.
Okay, good. Yeah, I would definitely want to do back of escape at some point if I were Delane.
Right, the back also does exist. Oh yeah, and I guess like so we also need a higher castle small key to put like the front of like most of the front of escape in logic, right? Technically.
Yeah.
But here, the back of escape is a definite logic. Okay. You know, speaking of.
Hey, we saved and quit
stuff,
for like the first time on Delane's side.
Alright.
Casual 18-minute save and quit.
Yeah. Alright, this is gonna be back of escape with Lane, finally.
Yep.
He's gonna he's gonna find the bow. He's gonna man.
He's gonna go straight to Eastern.
He is gonna go straight to Eastern, yes. He's gonna get his pearl there, yes. Actually, what was in the middle of the key chest? It was a small key to something. It was a pod? It was another pod key. It was a small key.
I see three pod keys on Telethar's side, so.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume that was the case. Probably not going to be the worst skip. I mean, I don't really know what people's tendencies are, and I guess in general, especially like the lane and Telethar's here for like ADKeys if you would skip that chest. But it looks like I'm going to assume it's not going to be like ultra punishing. But I don't know. You know, having like 3 keys versus 2 keys to pod is still.
Well, and at this point, you don't have Dark World access yet. Like.
Oh yeah, that's also true too. Yeah.
There's no reason to be making skips this early in the seed, like before you have Dark World access. Like if we had the hammer, then theoretically you could see it happening, but yeah, with the possibility that could just be your Dark World access, you're not skipping it this early.
I'm like half expecting Telethar to like not use the bow, just like break out, like the bombs and fighter sword, just like the lane. I certainly can't imagine him doing that, but I can certainly. I saw one scenario in my head that's the case. But you know what? This is really good because I don't think Telethar has played his vanilla preset race yet, so it's just practice.
I mean, weirdly enough, he's got to be a little careful. Like he's down to 1.5 hearts.
Oh yeah, that's actually true. Yeah.
You know You don't think of Lanmo as a particularly dangerous boss, like, oh my god, you're gonna die on, but
well, that is typically very true, but you are correct in that we are a little bit lower on the health spectrum. Like,
Oh,
my
that was
gosh.
scary. That was scary.
Oh, okay, that would not have been a
Alright,
very
we're
good
fine.
location. You know what? We're good. He's gonna get his hook shot. He'll be happy. Oh man, that was a very, as you said, very scary place. Well, good job, Telethar. You made it. You made it.
And I think both runners are going to be pretty happy overall. I mean, 20 minutes in, and we're basically going to be at 2 crystals, or 2 dungeons done.
Yeah. So where's actually the rest of our Dark World access?
In the castle somewhere.
Yes, you are correct. Actually, it is either going to be in the front of the castle or it's going to be at the top of the castle. We do have, as you said, Master Sword. We have Cave. We have 1 castle tower key. I believe in actually game 1. The second castle tower key was vanilla. You know, it was another. Yep. Still, why not some PRNG here?
I mean, at least for this seed, it wouldn't be bad because, it's likely we're going to be heading in that direction anyways.
Yeah, that's also probably true. Second Castle Tower small key, actually, by the way, also happened for Zelda versus Swedish Arctic Fox, and I think they're like game 1 or something. So I don't know if I assume it's just a big giant coincidence, but it was certainly this has happened at least in recent memory much more frequently than I ever would have expected.
All right, so what you're saying is during my race tomorrow, I've got a vanilla second castle.
It's fake ADKeys, you know?
Fake.
Yes.
How many fakes can we add in a scene?
Well, I mean, if there were to actually have both of them, so I don't know if I've actually seen like an actual randomizer seed that has, supposed to have Castle Tower keys shuffled to have both of them, vanilla. But I think it'd be quite hilarious, actually.
Because I definitely haven't had one where they've both been vanilla, but I've definitely had a cross key seed where I walk into one of the fairy caves, either waterfall or pyramid fairy, and they both chests were the castle tower keys.
Oh, they were both there? Are you serious?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh man.
Alright, crystal number 2 for Thelane. Telethar heading over to get his Master Sword, and then we're basically just going to be dead even.
Yeah, I think you're right in this case because they've pretty much been doing the same checks, right? So as you said, Telethar is going to finish up the rest of the mountain, and then Thelane's probably going to go to the front of the gate because that is all we have left. Good point, Mike. I do not believe Thelane has done Zora.
Both did Zora because that's where the
Oh, you're right. He did it first. That's even correct because that was one of my thoughts. Yes. Thank you, Wallkicks.
Happy to help. I am a helpful being sometimes.
You are. You're a wizard. You are a very helpful wizard.
That's what Thelane called me, and I'm not sure why. I also entered the race, and then Thelane was like, "This is why we can't have nice things."
What? How dare Thelane say that? That's not very nice of him. Alright. Well, we're definitely hoping for game 3 then in that case.
No, it's fine. I don't care. I just think it's fine. I may have walked into the race room and be like, "Hi, I'm Telethar."
Oh. Is Telethar also a wizard?
Telethar might be a wizard. This is true.
Don't know. Yeah, you know what? They both play WoW, so I guess I don't even know what they main. In WoW. If I don't actually, you know what? I don't even know what is in WoW as characters. Like, I assume you could be some sort of mage.
I guess.
Yeah.
They were definitely talking WoW a little bit in the race room, or at least that's what I think they were doing. Anyways, we're off to escape. Thelane doing one of the logical checks here in escape, which is Star Cross.
Yeah, and it is a small key. Wow.
And it has our second castle tower key.
So are you actually going to do the front of escape now? Or are you just going to go straight up?
Good question. Like, I want to say yes because you're here.
Okay.
But
I think that's very fair. And also, I guess if you don't do it now, once you get Dark World access, it's going to be kind of hard to come back here, right? Because one of the big reasons why you come back here is for Aga, right? Or maybe Pyramid Fairy later, but
right.
But I think once you leave here, I think that's it.
Our runners though will have a bit of a decision to make once we're done here. Once we obviously do Aga 1, and that with Glove Hookshot you can get over to West Dark World. You also have access to Pod with 3 keys and the bow.
Yeah, no hammer, right? No hammer. I mean, but so I believe it was a wizard, a pretty smart wizard in the past who told me that you should just open the front door to pod. Is that correct? Do you remember
Yes,
anything
I
like
am
this? Okay.
always a
Mhm.
proponent of opening the front door to
Yeah.
pod.
So it's like is 3 keys kind of like a? I mean, is it? Would you? Okay, I guess sorry. My question is like, would you try and maybe hold off for like one more pod key?
No.
Okay. Or three is going to be enough for you.
Three is
Okay.
good because
Mm-hmm.
why is 3 good in my head? I don't know. 3 is good in my head.
Okay, well, I mean, 3 if you can get at least most of the items out of pod. Like, I mean, like, because pod is still, especially in ADKeys, like, right, getting to pod is somewhat still of a time investment. You know, it's not like you have to go through all the dark hole. You got to like go through like, a little mini, hedge mage or whatever it is. Like, it's not exactly like a light investment, right? So I think you would really want to try and limit the number of times you go there. So if you can try and get as more value as you can the first time, that would be ideal.
And I guess having a 4th pod key, assuming you don't have like hammer or the ability, basically if you don't have the ability to beat the dungeon, you can just use the 4 pod keys and open up vanilla big key chest and harmless hallway. So like with the 3 keys, you're kind of isolating one of them a little bit. So having a 3rd key isn't, or having 4 keys isn't bad.
Oh right, I've definitely assumed that the more pod keys you have, like the better. It's just yeah. So I guess like so, but it sounds like still 3 is still enticing enough, right? Like it's still
yeah. Oh, definitely. But hey, we're going up Aga Tower.
All right. So okay. So I do have some news. We have the good news is we're getting more Turtle Rock keys, which is going to be good for Telethars, at least from Game 1 memories. The bad news, unfortunately, is that we're not going to see a 3rd Castle Tower key here in this chest.
You don't know that.
You're right. We saw a boots lock boots. So what else? What do I actually know about the scene?
Well, unfortunately, there was not a 3rd Castle Tower key.
Yeah, you're right. A heart piece, What do you think? That could maybe be a makeshift 3rd Castle Tower key. I guess I think they're maybe too frequent.
I'm not sure how you would jam it into a keyhole.
It does have 1 point.
Did I just put some image in your mind of like trying to stick like
we have turned the stream back into a family friendly stream. You see them, like Alex, obviously doing all the restream stuff, and he's got one button for stream rating, so he's just like constantly like fiddling with this depending on what mistake you say.
Push the button. Yeah.
Actually, I think I heard, wasn't there like a big, I don't know, like change or something on Twitch's side? Somebody recently, I don't know, I thought there was some announcement where basically they like revamped their stream setting friendly, whatever, like terms, it doesn't matter. It will not apply to this stream.
Yeah, I don't know what they did. I know like they did something recently that kind of borked a lot of people's ability to restream.
Oh yeah, that's right, I do remember that, right. I think for a little bit we actually couldn't get anything going. Whatever, I guess they did. Oh, look at this
really good
Hall of Fame hook. I like totally forgot that we have a hook shot. That's awesome. See, this is exactly. Oh, Telethar, please don't.
I say, please be careful, Telethar.
That is no. We need a couple more heart pieces or something in order to help us make it. Okay, everything's fine. Everything is not fine.
We're still fine. That was a little risky, but we're fine.
Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Maybe not so unrelated. How do you know how much damage a blue ball does? Oh, that was actually really nice hook as well on Telethar side. Like, is it only half a heart? Because if it's only half a heart, then I feel a little bit better. If it's a full heart, I feel slightly not as good.
I mean, I trust both of these runners enough to not get hit by a blue ball.
Yeah, speaking of actually blue balls, did we even get a blue ball?
I wasn't paying attention.
Same.
Telethar is being extra safe though and using the cape.
Yeah. Well, that blue ball also, the energy ball, sorry, actually looked pretty close. Oh my gosh, look, we have another piece of heart. Oh, and it actually gave Athelaine a 5th heart. This just in time so he can use it immediately on the moblin. Okay, so it looks like we are actually so right, you mentioned a couple options post Aga. One was Pod, one was Dark Worlds, or at least North Dark Worlds access. And we also here are seeing another fish friend, quote unquote.
Hooray, Catfish! I've seen Catfish have progression a lot recently. It looks like both runners are heading in that direction.
Do you think Catfish has progression more often or less often than having a second Castle Tower small key in its vanilla location? What do you think about that single arrow wall kicks? Related.
My brain isn't comprehending anything at the moment, so.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes, that sounds good. You know what? I actually like that answer. I think that's actually probably the most accurate answer. Alright, but looks like so Telethar is gonna skip Catfish for now because I think he is he does not feel the specific need in this case to replenish you know, one arrow to his quiver, but we are gonna go, yeah, so he's gonna start to at least Skull Wiz a little bit before the lane.
Suddenly there's an insurmountable lead chain. No, I'm just kidding.
Soon. Kind of depends on, well, I mean, right, so I'm gonna expect in this case that the path, at least for now, just because we have no hammer, we have no other glove, it's not gonna be too divergent. Yeah, that's right, like, you're just gonna take like a regular, you know, path here and probably just do your loop.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna kind of be holding hands for a little while.
Oh, see, this is like the wholesome type of content, you know, that we have here on twitch.tv/NielsenAlex92.
Who doesn't love a good holding hand stream?
Exactly. We are, oh, right, I was like, why are we here? We are here to get the small key from the West Lobby pot, yes. I forgot. Well, in the spoiler log, it's called West Lobby Pot Key, but it's actually not like I guess in regular non-key drop, it's actually just always a key. But then I realized that it feels weird to call a location a pot key if it's just an actual pot, right? So that's why I had to stop. Hey, look, somewhere, you know what? I'm sure Dunka, is just smiling. You know, he probably knows why, honestly. Because he just probably, with all the rando kind of going on, he's probably, someone's gonna find something in Skullwoods, right? And Logan, we got it.
Yeah, he knows. He knows immediately that, like, someone was in Skullwoods and got progression.
Exactly.
And somewhere else, Jem just, I don't know, had like a stomachache suddenly.
Yeah, true. Gem, Matt, we, there are lots of locations actually that are surprisingly polarizing within this community. I never actually kind of like realized it. Eastern Palace is actually not the only location where people have differing opinions. I mean, some people's opinions are objectively right, and some of them are objectively wrong. Okay, like we all know this. But you know what? Today, like, everybody gets to win, right? Because we got to go to Eastern Palace one only times, and we found the pearl, right? So it's great.
It's true.
Yeah, it looks like Thelane's kind of stalling for that hand.
Yeah, Thelane missed the express out of Skullwoods.
Oh, so he has to take the local? Man, the local is really like. There's actually a reason why if there's like an express lane and like the local lane, like you go take the express one if you can pick it, because it's like the express actually stops for, I don't know, half the time or something, and yeah, the local is exceedingly scenic.
Yes. This sounds like you're speaking from experience.
No, certainly not.
As somewhere where I live that doesn't have such transportation options.
Oh, yeah, that's actually probably true. Yeah, I guess like New York has a lot of subways, and yeah, and I guess certainly at least like I guess maybe it's kind of got back to, I don't know, normal, quote unquote, post-COVID, but pre-COVID certainly it was ridiculously complicated. But yeah, it's like you really want to try and catch like the right subway lines if you could. But yeah, to figure out which one was the right ones was also just like it's almost like a randomizer, actually. You just hope you pick the right one.
Does it change every day?
So not maybe every day, but the notices when they do change are not obvious. Like they'll just like post some random sign somewhere, right? And then that's kind of it. Like,
No one checks the
yeah.
hints, is what you're saying?
No. Yes. Yeah. Well, you know, the hint system's also not very useful. in my opinion.
Just like in regular random.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's a unique item on Ped.
Thank you. Thank you. That's actually not probably too far off. Speaking of, did we find anything good at these down here? At least the front? No. Okay. All right. That sounds good. We have no. All right. Well, we do have the hammer, but I guess we have no small key pickies, so can't really do much. And we also have, yeah. So okay. So we finally found regular Dark World access. I think we're still missing a lot of stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
We need need flippers and mirror in order to go get some Aria. We have neither.
I mean, do we really need flippers to get Samaria?
Okay, that is fair. That is certainly very. Because we do have the bow and we have you know whatever number of bombs we have to we need to go by.
I could tell they're picking up that map.
To swamp. Yeah, true. Because he didn't even get the one on Desert Torch. I guess neither the late nor Telethar did. But you know, the map knowledge, though, again, you know, he's going to know that now he is one step closer to being able to logically finish Swamp Palace. Because I'm sure these guys super care about logic, right? When it comes to dungeon completion.
Oh, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Clear Mouse, what's the logic of the seed?
Right, there is some sort of logic, right?
Correct. Good job.
Yes.
Applause all around for Clear Mouse.
Mm-hmm. Wait, wall cakes. Okay, it's Saturday. It's one of my days off. I was told that I didn't have to think on the weekends. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. I retract my applause.
Oh no! I still want the applause. I still want
okay.
You're for doing no work. Yeah. You know, just like anybody else, right? I want all the credit, none of the effort.
My God. Alright, Hype Cave, what do we got?
Hype Cave, yeah, we got a map to Skull, okay, and then we have some more potential. You know, look at that, we found so many Castle Tower small keys. It's amazing, actually. This is the real value of Hype Cave right there.
Alright, where is Telethar going? We just save and quit. We are going...
Actually, so what have we actually found? Yeah, because we've actually come to the end of our loop.
Spike Cave or Hera?
Oh, Hammer, right, we got Hammer.
This is... Hera.
Yeah, he sadly also no Waffle House here for Telethar. Did you actually? So I don't. So I think I knew this before, but it's actually called the Waffle House of America. I didn't actually realize it was not a. It was not international company or whatever restaurants.
Sure.
Yes.
I am a Waffle House connoisseur. And by that I mean
House, right?
I've been to a Waffle House once in my life.
Yeah, I guess it's only been like it's only probably like a southern chain. Yeah, that's probably true.
I mean I'm Southern.
Southern California, or
not here.
or I guess
used to be Southern California.
You're in Nevada now, yeah.
Yes, I am in the Vegas area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's kind of a. I mean, I guess this is just one of the things that I guess you're forced to do, right? You don't have really any, I guess, better-ish options with that hammer. You have logical access now to Hera, even though it is the more roundabout way of getting there. Here.
Yeah, I did find this a little interesting, considering we can't logically complete Hera, which is a pendant, by the way.
Oh, actually,
compared to like a lot of checks in pod that could potentially have an answer.
Mm-hmm. And I guess being a pendant, like the big key can actually be in GT, right? Because it's you don't need to complete it before,
right?
Before hitting the crystals.
So yeah, so both runners choosing this. Both Telethar and Thelaine have kind of basically been on similar paths this whole time. Mm-hmm. Their routing styles seems to be very similar, which leads to a good race.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I think the only quote-unquote divergence was that Telethar went to the back of Escape early and found the bow, so he was able to do bow Landmos and bow Armos, versus Thelaine was only able to be blessed with one of the fights. And of course it was bow Armos. No. I was hoping it would be just bow Landmos and maybe he'd use bombs or something on Armos, but I think that might be too much.
Yeah. this is this boss, Moldorm. There we go. That definitely didn't take a second to think of. Moldorm down for Telethar. He'll probably just go straight into Spike Cave after this, which not in logic because you don't have half magic or a bottle. But I don't think that's gonna stop either of these runners.
Yeah, and it looks like actually right. So we even with the cave, right? Cave, boots, hook shot, like. Never
Just
mind.
kidding.
You know, and yeah, we're not gonna go do Spike Cave.
Telethar making me a liar.
He probably, he probably thought he was on commentary, and so maybe he wanted to kill a joke or something.
Fair enough. And clearly, I'm not in the mind of Telethar because I can't correctly predict what he's doing.
Well, apparently we're here at Magic Bat. Where did we even pick up powder?
We've had powder for a while. That was, I think, in like Bonk Rocks. It's one of the first things we've had.
Oh, okay, right. That's right. They ended up going off the sea with quite the. Oh,
Hello.
Yeah, all right.
And the lane's going like right there. What are we doing?
We clearly, you know, well, I mean, you already established that they basically have very similar, if not the same, running styles. So, you know, once we see Telethar go somewhere, since he's very slightly, you know, ahead, we're just gonna basically see the lane follow suit.
So then that begs the question: what does the lane have to do to get ahead? No, I'm just. It's still super early. We're 40 some odd minutes into this. Like this is, yeah, no, there's still plenty of opportunity. That was Ether, by the way, for Misery Meyer.
See, Telethar, you know, he knows he's commentating because, you know, like we always have really difficult times trying to catch what the medallions are. So he's really just giving us an extra chance, you know. Look or 2 or 3 or something like that in order to make sure we have it right. That was, by the way, Bombos and Tempered Sword in Meyer Shed.
Yes. Also, surprise, surprise, the lane just now in the Meyer area.
Yeah, true. And you know what? Okay, how can you? Oh, that was a very nice Waffle House. Make out there on Telethar side, straight back over Dark Death Mountain. But I was gonna say, like, how can you really complain? You know, you get Bombos and you get Tempered Sword, right? Like, can you blame him for this, Rouse?
I can't blame him. Oh, we're going somewhere differently. Clearhouse.
Oh my god.
What do we do?
Amazing.
What do we do? Help.
I don't.
We have to commentate.
I have to think too.
We have to watch 2 different runners.
I cannot believe that this
Alright, I take Telethar, you take Telethar, go.
So one of them is like doing the stuff, and then one of them is also doing some other stuff. It looks like they both have hookshot out.
Anyways, that was, I think, a green ruby.
Do you think Telethar is gonna find the other green rupee up here? That would be actually quite serendipitous, actually. Sadly, we saw nothing green up here.
We did not. We did see a Ganon's Tower key.
Yeah, that's well, actually, how many? Okay, let me stare at the tracker for a little bit. We have 2. GTK? Look,
you said 2 and I'm looking over at the lane screen and saying 1. I'm like, where'd you get 2?
You told me I was supposed to take Telethar!
That's a mirror.
You know what? Yeah, well, so, like, okay, so the lane took a small detour in order to get 1 rupee richer, you know, like, he really, you know, really goes for the single rupee, you know, things, because I've definitely seen him farm Blind's Hut for 1 rupee at a time, to get Bottlemender money before, so it's very understandable he went to Kings too, but it looks like Telethar, yes, has found the mirror, which is probably the next thing that he wants, but I guess, you know what, we didn't catch the express ride out of the mountain, so I guess we're just going straight back. Oh, maybe he wants to pick Medallion.
We're just doing a quick check. We had double ether today.
Alright, sounds good.
Now we're taking the express train out. Where are we going? We are smith chaining it up.
Oh, yeah, looks like it. We've already gotten as much value. Well, I mean, we could get more value out of Skullwoods, but we have no fire rod, so nothing back here. And then,
we might also be hitting up some of the North Dark World, the Graveyard Legend Kings too.
That was. But yeah, it looks like.
Nope.
I think it looks like you were right the first time.
I should have just stuck to my guns.
Yeah, Telethar.
Dang it. Look, clearly I'm not Telethar.
Well, no, you just needed to trust your instinct. That's all. I mean, and clearly this is exactly what what he was doing. The
Lane
did he
gonna do
not?
Spy Cave.
Yes, but did he shut them down yet? Oh, he did. Okay. Well, at least it's marked on his tracker, so
It's marked on his trackers, so I trust he did. Or he has extrasensory powers. That's the correct term, right?
Yes.
Good.
Most likely, though, that he may not be using it this time. Oh, but do you ever get nervous when people activate the cape that late? I don't know. Maybe people just know the timing better, but I get super nervous.
Gets a nice shield out of it.
Yeah, he's all ready to fight blind now with that fire shield.
Yes, can confirm.
We also apparently found all 3 Meyer small keys, the third one being on the Smith. So right side Meyer. I mean, we don't have the big key. We also don't have the cane. We also don't have ether. But you know, once we have all 3 things.
I mean, right side Meyer is definitely, you know, a play. Left side Meyer is definitely in logic, though. I don't know about right side Meyer. But it's okay, Clear Mouse. Not everyone can think today.
It's hard, okay? You know, like some of us, you know, just got up like an hour ago. You know, like I'm not saying you. I'm actually saying me. You know, so things are a little bit, you know, hazy at the time.
I too got up like an hour ago. Okay. I know I said earlier that like, yeah, I'm usually up by like 7 a.m. or whatever. No. I was up at like 8:30 today.
Oh no! I mean 8:30 is still ridiculously early. That is my every morning struggle to be up and conscious at 8:30 in the morning. It is. You would think that after trying for 5 days straight, you might get used to it, but no. Apparently, it just doesn't happen.
I still don't think I'm fully awake.
Well, maybe we'll end up finding something that will help. You know what? Those are the flippers on purple chest.
Those are the flippers.
Those look pretty important with that mirror. That. It looks like we may just end up just turning straight around and go picking up that Canis Mari at some point.
And we're just gonna take that right into Ice Palace.
Oh. See? And you said you weren't awake and thinking? Okay, so that's actually really good routing, in my opinion. We have the cane, yeah, like we have basically everything we want, right? We got Tempered Sword. I mean, okay, Fire Rod would be kind of nice, but you know what I mean? You know, we're there with Tempered, so.
Well, no, I mean, what's gonna happen is just we're gonna find the Fire Rod in Ice Palace, something fire.
Okay. Yeah, right. Where's Zelda?
For those who know, I am the inventor of the rule of fire.
You are? Yes. Okay. The absolute inventor. Okay.
The absolute inventor of it. This definitely didn't come from me jokingly taking a very long explanation of why sometimes fire locks fire, and then suddenly everyone just pings me whenever there's a fire rod locked behind bombos.
Well, we are about to find out if this law is actually applicable to here today. Oh, we're finally actually going to do a map check too. Amazing.
You want to know what was great is that my first my week 1 cross keys had this rule.
Oh, really?
But not in the way you would think.
What happened?
Bombos was on pedestal.
That's a great start.
That's a great start.
Oh my god.
So I took that straight to Ice Palace, thinking, all right, clearly my fire rod is just going to be in Ice Palace. It was not. It was in the Mire entrance. Do you know what medallion I needed to open Mire?
Oh my gosh, was it Bombos?
It was Bombos.
Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that's so bad. I guess maybe the next time you come up with law, could you tighten it up a little bit? Like, could you say like your rule of fire locks it in the next 1 to 2 spheres type of thing? That would a lot of people would thank you for that.
I bet. The lane's gonna do first chest swamp. A little interesting. This is a very thorough play from Delane, and Delane has been actually very thorough this entire seed. Telethar's been making some minor skips that have kind of given him a little bit of a lead in terms of like overall like finding or just getting the path, because like this seed has been very linear, to be fair.
Yeah, it seems like certainly so far. I mean, they both followed pretty much like the exact same route, right? You know, up to basically the point where they got nits, right?
Yeah.
So, and then things started to diverge a little bit.
And even then, it's not like you've had a whole lot of options otherwise. What did the mids open up for us after Dark Death Mountain? Oh, it opened up Smith Chain basically, and you got your flippers and leads to the can. Like, yeah, this seed has actually just been pretty linear overall. Like we talk about how similar the routing has been. I don't think I think a lot of runners' routes in this seed would be very similar.
Yeah, that's certainly what seems like it. Maybe like one difference in this case is because Thylane went to King's Tomb a bit earlier than Telethar. Without the, now we have the mirror, but Graveyard Ledge looks like it's going to be one of those locations that is going to be very unappealing to Thylane. Kind of later.
Agreed.
Telethar might end up doing it. You know, as you said, right? It's combined with King's Tomb. We still have Skull Woods to do, so maybe it's not going to be. The point is just significantly less isolated.
Agreed.
Yeah, iced tea, just like catfish, nothing useful.
And we're seeing, Thylane's thoroughness kind of show here a little bit, because I don't think Telethar did. I don't think Telethar did Hobo, so.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, we can also kind of see I think they both did Hype probably, but yeah, Thylane's heart health is definitely just like a little bit more, right? And I think it's also because of like the heart pieces that he's also picked up. But yeah, definitely Telethar seems to be much more focused on, I guess, like dungeon diving when he can.
Agreed. We're seeing a little bit of divergence here, and I think this is based on the magic, because Thylane doesn't have the ability to do anything in Ice Palace with how little magic he has currently.
That's actually a really great point.
And he doesn't have a bottle, so he's right now a little limited as to what he can do.
Oh, right, and this is actually going to be one of those differences because Thylane did Spike Cave, right? So he definitely was a bit, like after Spike Cave and the keep usage, he was definitely much more constrained in terms of magic. Actually, what would you do then? Like, where would you go get magic? That was a really nice spin on Telethar.
Right there.
See, good. See, this is why Thylane is so smart.
That's a good big key
yeah,
for
holy cow.
Telethar.
We have 4 small keys now, and a big key to pod, and a hammer, and a bow, and a lamp. That seems pretty dang appealing. Oh, looks like actually we are gonna go and make sure we don't have any stragglers. Thylane is actually gonna and you know what? pick up Graveyard Ledge here, much to my chagrin. I mean, it's also kind of like a pleasant surprise because he doesn't isolate it, but still.
I think part of this was he needed to get the magic somewhere, and so he was like, okay, I'm right here next to the portal, let's knock this out of the way.
Makes sense, yeah. Yeah, this is something good for Thylane, which in this particular case, it is a red item, but is not a good red item.
See, now I think we're just gonna go straight to Ice Palace on Thylane's head, and being as thorough as he is, suddenly he's basically a full Ice Palace behind Telethar at this point.
Yeah, that's what it certainly looks like. I actually don't know if Thylane will actually choose to do. I assume he's just gonna full clear out Ice Palace. Just like Telethar did. Like he's gonna go to Ice Tea. He's gonna go basically take all the items and stuff. But I also can't really imagine Thylane feeling, I guess, like that behind. I mean, sure, being thorough certainly does, in this case, cost time, which is, certainly does come at a premium, but it hasn't really, I think, cost him all that much time. But as you said, when you put 2 runners, like Thylane and Telethar side by side, suddenly it's like 1 Ice Palace difference, right? Which is, pretty significant.
Yeah, it's very much like, you could look at a final time and think, wow, I lost by 4 or 5, 6 minutes, and thinking, wow, how did I lose by that much? And then if you choose to kind of watch and look at the VODs, you kind of you begin to see how a thorough route, well, good, and can lead to victories in a decent number of instances, can also be a little bit of a negative, and I think this is kind of what we're seeing a little bit. This is kind of where knowledge of who you're playing can help out a little bit. Again, I'm not Telethar and Thylane I think have raced several times together. I think they know each other pretty well. So I'm not saying that this applies here, but if you know your opponent is someone who has very good execution like Telethar and Thylane do, do you have to maybe adjust your strategy a little bit to say, hey, I don't want to be as thorough as I need to be, because I know my opponent would, if they're not being thorough, if they're being a little slightly more risky, and it's not even like Telethar's even being risky, I don't think. I think
I
he's
certainly
just,
agree to that.
you know, but he's making small skips that have helped him build up a little bit of a lead right now.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, right, like right, maybe it's not like maybe like hard on metagaming, right? But like in this particular tournament situation is a best of 3 series. Telethar certainly does need a win to force a game 3, right? So maybe in this case, he feels he needs to be a bit more aggressive. Maybe this is also just his normal play style, and then what he's in this, and given the track record of both the lane Telethar, right? I mean, if it's worked in the past, right? If it's a good system, certainly no need to fix it.
And like there's definitely a sense, once you hit sort of a certain like skill threshold that you start to feel comfortable within your own abilities, it becomes a lot less about, oh, what does my opponent do, and just I'm gonna play my game, execute to my abilities, and do what I know I'm capable of, and then more often than not, that's gonna be good enough to win.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I mean, right, and given again, like the lane I think has multiple titles, from I think German tournament, lots of very high finishes. Telethar, I mean, it's hard to like call him. I would say like like a new guy on the scene, type of thing. He's certainly been maybe one of the. He hasn't really been like I think around since like 2017 or something like that. But
right.
He has really like proven himself to be like a ridiculously good runner.
Oh, definitely, and I mean he made top 8 I think in cross keys last year.
That's actually ridiculously good.
Yeah, no, like he's an expert runner in cross keys, and that tends to carry over into modes such as ADKeys. I say tends to because I am not one of those runners. I'm bad at ADKeys. But anyways, yeah, these are 2 extremely good runners, and you should follow them. And if you're someone who's interested in learning how to play the game and how to be good, these are definitely 2 runners I would recommend watching. Anyways, lane done with ice. Telethar basically done with pod. We got some decent stuff in pod, by the way. We got a swamp small. We got a thieves big. Telethar did pick up TR key number 4. So not gonna have to worry about that vanilla big key chest in Turtle Seed.
Yeah, definitely no.
I think that second bomb hit. I mean, it also hit Telethar. Telethar's got to be a little bit careful.
Memories of Aga 1 come flooding back. Oh my gosh.
Right. All right, nicely done.
All right, we're safe. We're safe. It's okay. 1-hit KO mode is always, it's never an issue if you just don't get hit. Easy.
Precisely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, good thing you pointed out, by the way, Turtle Rock 4. That is a very nice key to have. No more getting screwed over by GT Big Key and Lava Chest, yes. Speaking of, though, actually, so what else do we need here for Go mode? We need a lot of things, it still looks like, yeah?
I mean, we still have no rods, and given that Turtle Rock is a crystal, we will need both rods.
Before GT. Well, I guess we don't know what Skeletons is either, but yeah, so we will need both of them, okay. We need GT Big Key, which may or may not be inside GT. That is. So actually, in ADKeys, Wall Key's like once you have the ability to go to GT, like, but you're still missing items, would you just go to GT, or would you still try and, try and maybe pick off some like the more like overworld stuff that you have left behind? I'm kind of curious, like, what the thresholds would be here.
So, I've had this exact scenario happen to me once. It was the Survivor of Hyrule series. I think I was racing somebody. I don't recall who. Me and DM, I think. Somebody.
Okay. Okay.
I was racing somebody. I apologize to my opponent of that race. I think it was beer. I think I might have been racing homemade beer.
That was like 3 names. It's okay. You were racing an opponent. Please.
I was racing an opponent.
Yes. Please continue with your sports story.
And I was in GT mode, and I needed like 2 big keys and an ice rod because of course pendant turtle rock. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go to GT. Surely one of them was there, and none of them were there. Like, it was to the point to where, I was in GT and my opponent I think had 3 crystals, and I lost by 15 minutes because.
Are you serious? Oh my god.
Yeah, because my opponent found the ice rod in the vanilla big key chest in Eastern. Not Eastern, in vanilla big key chest and pod. And
that's also a really terrible location though too. So
found like the thieves big in like Mire, which I pseudo go moded because I was in GT mode. Basically, if I'm in GT mode, yes, I tend to rush GT, and that tends to destroy me.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well then, let's hope in this case that they don't have to be faced with this decision. Yes. Although I see no beers or Mindiums either in the lane or Telethar's name, so hopefully they won't be cursed with that either. We're finding stuff, by the way. So I did catch a Thieves' Hand big key. Looks like we also got a Thieves' Hand small key as well.
Yeah, so, we've had the Thieves Small for a little bit. I remember that.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. So at least you're talking about kind of like a linear seed. It looks like basically we're just going from dungeon to dungeon. No real complaints, basically. I mean, we at least these guys were, smart enough to kind of at least, hold off for long enough for pod, so they can basically single dip it after the pod big on Holster. The routing to Ice Palace was also very, I think heads up, made by co-commentator Talethar here, which was after you pick up the flippers, basically just go and run straight over and go get your cane off of Lake Hylia and dive straight into Ice Palace.
Thank you. With the swamp swallow we also picked up in pod, we can also now full clear swamp as well.
Oh right, I did see that as well. Yeah, it looks like actually according to at least Teleport tracker, we have swamps. Oh right, he was the one who did the map checks.
Which is full pendant and crystal knowledge, by the way.
You are correct. It's actually surprisingly easy to focus on one pendant and then not see anything else on the tracker. So actually, yeah. But as I said, we still need both rods. We still need Ether in order to still at least get into Mire and Turtle Rock. But I guess like the good news is that Ether can't be in GT, right? Because of Turtle Rock.
So like our potential GT items in GT include the GT big key and the Mire big key, and that's it.
Okay.
So there's a pretty decent chance we're go moding GT this seed.
That would be great, because I certainly remember kind of like last year, it was like, but that was definitely one of the hopes, right, or dreams of being in ADKey seed and then being able to basically just go straight up the tower. You don't have to explore any of the basement.
And yeah, Telethar's basically just rushing dungeons at this point. Again, the seed has been linear enough to where as long as you're just doing your dungeons, you're probably going to be fine.
Now, so Telethar is opening up a Swamp Palace, so he's gonna go in. So I guess like the question is like, would you go do left side? Yes, maybe, because we are still missing a lot of stuff. Would you maybe try and skip it and hope of finding progression elsewhere?
Given that there's really not a whole lot left that we have, like, we've been pretty thorough, all things considered. So I think we're doing left side in this scenario. Unless we get like ether right here.
Oh, you mean like in the front of swamp? Okay. So I guess
Yeah.
right. So then would you go to the back of swamp like first then, and just maybe or would you maybe just
No.
think about like diving? Okay. So you would basically
I would
dive
just do left side straight away.
It is certainly faster this way, and yeah, like given that I think we're missing mucho stuff, it is. Yeah, like it's one of them surely, you know, could be over there at least to make us feel better. Yeah.
I appreciate that we called it mucho stuff. I don't know why. It just got a chuckle out of me.
You know, I may or may not be thinking of a breakfast burrito, if that was.
I would like a breakfast burrito. Clear Mouse, let's go get a breakfast burrito.
That sounds like a great idea. This is about breakfast time for me anyway, so.
Hooray!
Yes.
Does anyone else want a breakfast burrito?
Yeah, looks like you are correct in your at least assessment, right? Telefire's gonna go and do left side first. Yeah,
Nissan can absolutely have a breakfast burrito.
Do they have breakfast burritos in Sweden?
I have no idea. I've also never heard of a tuna melt burrito. I apologize, that just does not sound appetizing.
Well, I mean, like a melt is supposed to be like a panini or something, right? Is that right? I can just try to envision.
I don't know.
It's like tuna and like melted cheese on like some sort of bread. And then you wrap a burrito
in a tortilla. Like...
yeah. I mean, I guess
I don't want an image, but I also kind of need an image. Alright, so Lithuania at least is making his way through. He's down back to the actual race. But yeah, I don't think they actually found anything to back up these time either, right? No.
Yeah, so it's just a bunch of stuff basically to occupy our time. Hey, look, we found our first bottle.
Yo, that's a first bottle. Okay.
1 hour. Mm-hmm. Fire rod? Compass? Okay. Wow. We gotta go do left side swamp for. I think it'd be pretty hilarious, honestly. if the bottle actually led to something. Yeah, it could be a fire rod, for example, and then it would be very convenient if we just basically go straight on up and we go to finish Skullwoods.
Yeah, we just basically And then what? Like, I'm a little surprised we have not tracked down Ether just yet, just because Ether is locking so much, essentially.
Yeah, that's actually true. It's locking the entrance of 2 dungeons, right? Yeah, so that's actually quite a bit. And we've already explored basically all of Skullwoods, right? At least the front. We've done, at least on the lane side, we've done all of North Dark Worlds, and Catfish.
Yep.
And Spike Cave, right? Like, so what else do we have left?
If I'm looking at Telethar's tracker correctly, we do have access to Pyramid Ferry.
Oh, smart. See, this is why they pay you overtime. Because you think on the weekends.
They pay me overtime?
Well, yeah, it's probably like, like 4x the amount of stuff you normally get paid to compensate, right?
I want overtime.
Yeah. Oh look! Hey, there's another. Hey, good. Hey, look! we found the compass that will logically let us beat this dungeon.
Hooray! And the map that'll logically let us beat Thieves
so
Town.
you were supposed to come to Swamp first before Thieves Town? No.
Sure.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen.
So.
You're paying us. We get paid in exposure. That's our payment, for better or for worse. This is gonna be looks like actually a really nice Zero Cycle start here on Telethar's side, but it was actually very also aggressive Argus.
Yeah, that Argus was just like, "Hi, I'm here to invade your space. You want 6 feet? Too bad."
Not even that.
Does it have a mouth?
That is a very excellent point. You know what? I'm gonna go when the lane fights Argus. I'm going to go look. I just thought.
How does Argus digest food?
We do
These
think
are-
that Argus does eat, right?
These are
he's able
important
to
questions.
consume
Well, like
something? Yeah.
as a living thing, like it has to sustain itself
True.
somehow.
Yes, that is true. It is an organic being. It has exploded. We have not seen any, cogs or mechanical scraps that after come after defeating the boss.
I mean, the puffballs have mouths, I think. So
Yeah,
like,
smiley faces. It looks like they're smiling.
so clearly they have mouths. So, like-
look at Talthar using the Aga shortcut portal that he created like a long time ago. Is this gonna be okay? Nope.
Nope.
I think he was supposed to maybe. Oh, I guess I don't know. I mean, we can ask somebody else for this, but maybe he just needed to walk it. I'm not sure. I don't know what his setup is here.
Well, whatever it was, it didn't work. He has been hanging out in this awkward portal this entire time.
Yeah.
So
But we can try again.
take 2.
Good thing we're filthy rich, so this is this is just gonna be another problem. We're gonna just throw money at it. No worries here whatsoever. And yes, it turns out we did not need to do left side swamp today, unless of course you were a big fan of bees. We can open up our own apiary for this.
I am a big fan of bees in bottles.
Okay, then you know what? A left side swamp
chat,
is yes.
my chat are big fans of bees in a bottle.
I'm glad because I'm part of that chat. So.
Hooray!
Yes.
I appreciate you
Yeah,
being part of my chat.
Well, that's good. Yes, I mean, so the lesson for this one, it clearly is we should not need to fight Argus. We should only need to do left side swamp. It looks like Telthar is not
other way
gonna try
around?
it.
Question mark?
Well, I mean, Argus only dropped an empty bottle, right? And left side
Oh,
swamp is
yeah,
a bottle to be, so who cares about Argus? Like, I just want
True.
to leave. Yeah, it looks like Telethar, as you said, take 2, and we're just gonna, walk it, run it, hook it, and bop it, all the way over. Hey, look.
I was like, where are you going with that? That was very nicely done. We do get an ether medallion.
Yeah, that is,
so
that's, I guess, our, well, where would you go, Wolkix? Meyer, I guess?
Yeah, Myers kind of got to be the play here.
Rodless Turtle Rock looks kind of not, great. And we also have the Big Key.
Big Keyless Turtle Rock. You're there for 4 items? Because it's what, the left chest, Chain Chomps, Vanilla Big Key, and Mimic Cave.
Oh gosh, you're right. I forgot about Mimic Cave. Yes, you're correct. That sounds terrible. And you have to do a mountain climb for this, right? So it's really pretty unappealing.
And as you mentioned, like a half hour ago now, we do have all 3 Meyer keys.
True. Yes. And we still have the same fire source that we bought off of Zora.
Still have the same fire source.
At I don't know, the 10-minute mark or something. Yeah, it looks like Telethar is beelining it over here to the left side Meyer. I've seen people come over here with 0 keys and get paid off for the food. Just
okay.
I believe Mike can attest to that. So it looks like today at least 1 chest that is fully logic with 3 Meyer Smalls is only 20 rupees. I wonder if it's considered insult to injury for Telethar because he just spent that 100 to get Big Bomb over.
They just wanted to give him a refund.
True. Alright, that is reminder number 2 for the lane in order to check the kid. Oh, and right, as kind of pointed out, we also have the Skullwood's Big Key as well. These are, I don't know, these are like one-off ones though. Like, I would actually imagine the lane's probably going to do Pyramid Fairy here after Swamp. It's probably one of the best times to do so. we have 25 rupees from all 3 Meyer small keys. That is
Great.
somewhat disappointing, in my opinion. Especially also since we got 300 rupees so early, or so many 300 so early. Looks like the lane's not gonna play any type of shenanigans with this big bomb and bomb duping. We're just gonna just do things the old-fashioned way, which is all good.
Well, I mean, it's one less attempt that it took Telethar.
Yeah, that's very true. Right, he's gonna actually be gaining a little bit of time here.
So he's going to have basically the same decision as Telethar here. And I mean, I have to imagine he's going to make the same one.
True. Yeah. And right now, yeah, I mean, part of the reason why, use this filter. Yeah, but part of the reason why in this case Telethar is just like, you know what, half a Meyer traversal in this case, maybe a little bit more over the lane is, yeah, that the lane has, as you mentioned before, just been more thorough. We've done a handful more checks on the lane side. It just happens to be those handful of checks, like this one, for example, just maybe take up, you know, like some of the checks are longer than others by cave, right? Graveyard ledge, you know, and they just kind of add up. That was probably, you know, and they haven't really paid off for anything that's kind of like useful for the lane.
And like this looks like it's going to be Skull Big.
Skull Big?
Which again, it's being thorough, which perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with being thorough. It's not necessarily working out for the lane, the seed.
Yeah.
Telethar though is going to probably start doing some of the cleanup now because he didn't find anything in Meyer. Like there was nothing in Meyer.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Oh, we did find a skull with small key, so that's something for logic, right?
Hey, logic. If we find a turtle, or if we find a fire rod right here, do we go? Oh, just kidding. I was gonna say, do we go to Turtle Rock? But we don't find a fire rod here.
Yeah, we did find the unique 100 rupees though that was in Eastern Palace. So where is the lane gonna? Yeah, so I would imagine this trip is gonna be Telethar doing big skull with big chest and then probably North Dark World stuff. So in this case, Telethar is gonna give a little bit of time back to the lane. But the fact that he's comboing it probably with King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge it's like one trip, right, as opposed to 2 trips.
Yeah, this is gonna kind of be like you said. This is gonna be Telethar giving a little bit of that time back because going to rodless, big keyless Turtle Rock sucks. Like there's just no way around that. And so Telethar is going to be doing some cleanup, hoping to nab the Turtle Rock big key or the fire rod, which we know isn't going to pay out.
Yeah, and actually, so after all of this stuff, what do they have anything else left that's not the mountain?
No.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's looking like, sadly. Well, I just missed the Popo. Or the Popo is very sneaky. Yeah, because so I guess like for what's with it, the good news so far is that we haven't really left anything behind in dungeons. Like we were quite fortunate in that, you know, Thesan big chest, for example, right, or like Ice Palace big chest, Swamp big chest. Like we were also just kind of able to get through them in one shot, as opposed to, you know, like, oh well, we can clear out Ice Palace. Yeah, 7 out of 4. It is 7 out of 4. 7 out of 8.
7 out of 4. We're
Right,
really good at fractions.
Nobody has said that math is my strong suit. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
At least it's rational. The number.
Oh my god. Oh my god, the math joke has killed me.
Okay.
Nope. We're done.
You're right. I'm sorry. Let's go back to family on
Nissan, I need you to take over from that one. No, I'm just kidding.
We can go back to family unfriendly content. Okay, that's also fine.
Alright, so what does Telethar like have after this? Because like he's gonna go up, maybe do Spy Cave, or maybe just go straight into Turtle Rock. Like I still think Telethar has a little bit of a lead, but this is definitely done well to even it up a bit.
Yeah, because right. Because I think when Thalane was kind of entering Meyer, right, Telethar was pretty much just like kind of like already exited for a bit, or or pretty close to like the end of his traversal, right? So yeah, as you said, he probably does still have a little bit of lead because Thalane is still inside Meyer, but yeah, that lead is definitely dwindled down a little bit. The health issue. I mean, maybe this will actually determine whether Telethar goes into Spike Cave or not, because we are kind of.
Well, he's going to Spike Cave right now. He's got Burna, so Burna half
oh, that's
magic.
also true. Yeah, half magic as well.
We're not too concerned. This is gonna be, we're gonna be very close.
Look at that nice fairy. Thank you, bushes. Yeah, right. And I guess getting out of Spike Cave is also pretty painful too, right? Because at this point, I mean, well, he has half magic. Maybe he wants to run out. I would actually just imagine he was gonna save and quit though, and that'll also cost a little bit of time as well.
Yeah, because like you know, they've both done Aga, so it would just be like.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at this.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, dude, are we gonna be synced up within like 3 seconds?
Synced up.
Wow,
What?
going up the mountain. Oh. This is you know, you actually mentioned, you know, before that, you know, Thelane and Telethar play each other, you know, probably several times at this point. Okay, so certainly within ADKeys for this tournament, they actually played each other, you know, within the first, whatever, like Swiss rounds or something. I don't remember which stage, but they did play each other. Yeah, and then they play each other in Dogta's like casual boots invitational ladder in groups. You know, they tied.
Really?
For game 1, yeah.
That's amazing.
So you're talking about actually like having synced for all this stuff, like yes, so that one was actually a very unexpected tie because at the lane, I think he was on. I mean, I don't remember. I think he was on like Master Sword Silvers or something for Ganon, and his fight at the very end was enough for Telethar to tie up the race. So it was kind of like unexpected, but still, like we are. You know what? The Dead Rock is just gonna.
I was like, Thelane, I understand the Dead Rock is being rude, but like you gotta do something at some point.
I thought he was actually gonna pull up the powder and just, you know.
I thought he was throwing in the towel for a second. I almost went to check the race room.
Yeah.
This.
We are one ether animation ahead on Telethar's side thanks to that Dead Rock. You know what? You know, talking about, you know what? Maybe Telethar can give the Dead Rock some, you know, exposure payment as well.
True. Can I just make a new Twitch account, call it Dead Rock?
Yeah. every single Dead Rock emote, you know, you can basically put in.
Precisely.
The purple one, the yellow squash thingy, the regular one. Okay, chest number 1, 3 bombs. So okay, so what do you think we're gonna find up here? Like something else has to obviously open up, right? Fire Rod would open up at least Roller Room. That's a couple more checks.
I think we're definitely getting the big key and the Fire Rod. I think the big key is gonna come first, and the Fire Rod is gonna come towards the end. I think we're gonna have a vanilla big key.
Well, maybe they wanted some vanilla precept practice. But yeah, okay, so that's call number 1, which is the Fire Rod. I was actually maybe even half wondering if they would go back to Roller Room. You know what, the lane? Wow. Despite Chomps trying to deter him, he is gonna go back to Roller Room. I'm actually wondering if Telethar would also go back, you know, with the mirror, assuming he doesn't like it.
Well, like, I don't know. This is a weird one to route. Not a situation I'm like, oh, this is what you should do in this scenario. Because like this is probably the vanilla big key.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's a vanilla big key.
Oh, wow. We are leaving on Telethar's side. Interesting. Very interesting. I guess I was wondering if you would go at least to Mimic Cave and get the big chest. That would be 2 extra checks. But it looks like he wants to go back to Skullwoods.
I think what he's doing right now, given that he has nothing but Turtle Rock and the back of Skullwoods left, he's basically telling himself, you know, I've got to come down here anyways. Let's take care of it now, and then I can all but guarantee that I will be going into GT after Turtle Rock. Because it's highly likely that the Ice Rod is also here in TR.
Hmm. And then he'll be in like GT mode, basically maybe like looking for, in this case, like the Meyer Big Key.
Correct.
Is that the hope? Okay. So so best case scenario, or like a good case scenario in this case for Telthar, is that he just has to basically come down here to go finish up Skull Woods, and then be in GT basically, and then go find the Meyer Big Key in GT, right? And then I guess
best case scenario for Talithar in this scenario is that he finds the ice rod here in one of these 2 checks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right, because then we can actually just clear out Turtle Rock in one go. At least give him some like his best chance, basically.
Mm-hmm. And like.
All right.
That would mean Thelaine is doing this essentially for nothing, and would have to make another trip up for clearing Turtle Rock. Again, I'm curious. Again, I don't know the best course of action for this, so I'd be curious to hear what Telethar says about this.
Yeah, because I mean, and as you had said before, this scenario doesn't seem to come up all that often. So yeah, it's very, very understandable. Okay, so kind of like okay, so Telethar checked for chest, and in the back of Skull Woods had 3 bombs, so that is nothing. And let's see what. Tower of Hero,
that's gross.
I don't think so. It can anything be here on pedestal? Oh well, that's a nice GT Big actually.
That's convenient.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna ask, like, would you check pedestal here since you are right here?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, because I guess
admittedly, like, it would tell Telethar whether or not he can go Mode GT at this point, but he doesn't appear too concerned about that because he has so little left. Well, we at least found pretty much everything we'd asked for to beat Trinex, except for the Ice Rod so far. Gold Sword certainly makes things a whole heck of a lot easier. No advantage on Moth, of course. So if you're Thelaine, who has been incredibly thorough this entire seed, if you don't get the Ice Rod here on Laser Bridge, do you leave?
Do you try and save your portal? Is that the question?
And do Hera Basement, because that's basically the only check you'd be able to do.
Hera Basement is so far. It's so far and so long. Oh.
Well, we don't need to worry about that because the Ice Rod is literally right there.
Wow. We also did get
That's our 5th pod key, and we need 6. So like, pod 6 is either going to be here on Trinex or in Hera Basement.
That actually could be very interesting then, right? If the lane can like logically work that out, like maybe he doesn't have to do Hera Basement if that's the case.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think you're worried about. I don't think either runner is worried about that one check. Or in pod, Schulter does put up that point that we could just have.
Oh, this is not. Well, this is not 100% locations. Well, even 100% locations and non-interest doesn't work. So, sorry, it doesn't have the guarantee for everything. So.
Alright, so now it's basically going to be a race to see, because the lane's got to go down and finish off Skull Woods. Telethar is just going to be able to go straight to GT after this.
Yeah, looks like in this case we have nothing on Trinex that we actually care about. Somehow the lane is 2 hard contenders ahead of Telethar.
Well, we've got plenty in here to
that's
pick up.
True. Yeah, maybe in this case I just didn't pay attention because in what's happening in Turtle Rock, because it was not the Meyer Big Key that we ended up finding.
And it doesn't look like it was the pod small either, so I think the Hera Basement has to be, or as Schulter said, the vanilla Big Key chest. Yeah, okay. You're right. So, I am crazy.
We have one. Yeah, we have vanilla Big Key chest. Looks like in one item remaining in pod. I think it's vanilla Big Key chest. Both of them check harmless always. I'm not sure. So...
Yes, both did harmless always. Yeah, it's the vanilla Big Key chest. And yeah, you're definitely doing GT first in this scenario. You're not rushing pod for one check. Sorry. Or Hera Basement for one check.
Ridiculously long time for one check. So I guess in this case, because we are missing Meyer Big Key, like, would you try, like, you cleared out the entirety of the basement except for tile room, like, would you climb without it? Would you climb without checking the basement? Is that, or maybe that's too aggressive. Or maybe you check like.
Oh yeah, no,
floor
I'm checking the basement first. Like no, that's climbing would be insane. If this were inverted, I'd climb first.
Yes.
Because
well,
you just
right,
get
right.
spit
Because
out
inverted is just
right
very
back
easy.
in front
Yeah.
of GT.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I think Telethar is gonna get to GT first.
Yeah, yeah. He only has the backup Turtle Rock left to do. The lane is still he still has basically the rest of the backup Skull but he also has an additional mountain climb basically. So yeah, looks like actually in this particular situation, Telethar leaving immediately after Big Key, in its vanilla location in Turtle Rock, was actually in this case a bit more efficient. But I think after all of the dust is kind of like settled, they've actually all done everything, right? No one has skipped anything else.
Minus the pod vanilla Bicky chest. Do you know their GT routing preferences?
I absolutely not. I do not know. One thing I do remember from at least Casual Boots is that Telethar will start with Stalfos room on left side, and then if he can kill like enough Stalfos, basically when like dashing, you know, from like left to right, he kills enough of them, then he'll actually just like finish up the room and then just keep going left, as opposed to, or he'll mirror out if they're two basically ruling.
Interesting.
But I actually don't know in this case if if you have all the necessary GT keys, like is there an actual like efficient routing way of doing
I think the quickest route, assuming that keys aren't an issue, is Hope room right to compass room and then mirror to full left.
Okay.
I think that's the most efficient route. I could be wrong. I am not going to sit here and say I am correct.
These are things that I feel like maybe I should have seen at some point in like the in the years that I've watched Randomizer, but I guess it's just never come up. just like the scenario when you find Fire Rod in Chomps, right? In TR Big and vanilla location, and it's yeah, as you said in this case, very very close race by the way, but Telethar is going to be at least a little bit ahead going to the lane. Basically what, like one Turtle Rock climb and mirror transition. It's
essentially an 8-second difference currently.
Yeah, that is amazing. One crystal.
Where is the Meyer Big?
Guesses
in.
Yeah, we've already established that it is not in Meyer. They have exhausted everything. Looks like at least Telethar starting out to do Hope room into Compass room. The lane is going to start here and do Stealthless room. So I should do a little bit of divergence. I guess like whoever. So once you find the Meyer Big, you're just going up, right? Like nothing else. Yeah.
Yep. So alright, this could essentially decide it. If it's here in Stalfos room, then the lane has the advantage.
Nice. GT small key here in Stalfos room.
I do note that we are missing another big key.
Oh, you're right. So... It's the hair of. Oh, you're right. You're absolutely correct. It is the hair of big key. Oh, that's. Well, okay. If it's the hair of big key, I assume you just check it immediately.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, it's not like you see a big key, it's not immediately known.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like, that's true. Yeah, that's also true.
There is a potential debate here. And yeah, that would genuinely be the first thing I would check, like post GT basement.
Execution has been pretty smooth though for both Deathlane and Telethar.
There's definitely a bit of flexing here on both owners' parts, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and we also do get silvers for, well, actually, okay, you know, we got gold sword and silvers for Vitreous and for Ganon. So yeah, just like I think right. So the lane was 8 seconds behind Telethar going in, and it looks like because in this case of the difference in GT routing, right? The lane I think just a little bit behind Telethar now, like 20 seconds maybe. I guess you can't even tell.
I'll base it off of when I see the lane go into the room that Telethar just did. So, but yeah, you're probably looking correct that it is now closer to 20-ish seconds.
Yeah, and you think that execution. I mean, these have been playing for hour and almost hour 40. So like the endurance actually that I mean, I'm sure it just comes kind of like with the territory, right? But like just this drill, like the fact that you're still able to play, basically like you're still fresh and being able to keep going is pretty good. Especially maybe after like this seed, which I don't think either of them are maybe feeling like the greatest about their chances, Okay.
Alright, it was just that one.
Phew. I wish I caught that. No, okay, those were like 137.20 maybe?
It was essentially a 20-second difference from when I counted. So yeah, you're looking at basically a 20-second difference.
Oh wow, yeah, this is when execution actually matters. I mean, it's like I can definitely see somebody sniping somebody when we go into GT or when we go into the fanfare room.
And this is also going to be a little bit where arrow management is going to come into play, because with silvers, you can just kind of rush through the room, but you're also going to be clearing Vitreous as your last thing before going into Ganon. So you got to make sure you have like, I think 15 arrows is what you need minimum going into Vidi, because that's 11 arrows for Vidi and 4 for Ganon.
Yeah. I guess I'm just wondering actually with Gold Sword if they're willing to, I guess, like do some version of spins. But I don't know, maybe Silver Arrows is actually just a bit faster for them.
I don't think that matters. Like it just, do you zero cycle Vidi? Oof, that's a fall at the lane.
Yeah,
which,
that's
again, he doesn't know that's a big deal, but it's a big deal.
Yeah, it is at this point quite the difference. Because he needs right. So I think like the kind of like the longer things go, right? Like and Telethar is actually doing quite well here on for Golem. He's not getting basically pulling any bullet room. You think Flame will give us bow landmass with the wooden arrows because he denied us in this seed the first time?
I expect you to be mad at him if he doesn't.
Yeah. Sadly, he probably wants his best chances to actually win the race.
True. Alright, I think both runners got the one cycle.
One cycle? Alright, so bridges are not our friend today. I mean, Telethar has certainly recovered well on that bridge, but getting frame rolled is no fun. Falling on GBC is also no fun. Nothing is fun if you fall, or die, or get hit. We are...
Just...
It's okay, we have half magic. The torches, every once in a while, like the ghosts, just move things around,
Oh, he fell! What happened there?
Does he not have enough magic?
He's definitely like, yeah, he's still got that, but that brought it closer.
Oh my gosh, dude!
We're now
okay,
a room apart, essentially.
14 door entry. 20 door entry. Okay, so we're 6 seconds apart now. Every little bit, we literally are 6 seconds apart. Every single even hit, pause. Well, I guess okay, Agatu could certainly still be a bit more of a variation. I'm trying to remember, like one additional cycle is, I don't know, it's probably around 6 seconds, honestly.
I would say, yeah, it's around 6 seconds. Oh my god.
gonna be so close, man. Oh. Alright, what is the door entry here for? Alright, Agate door entry is 141.07. Door close. I cannot believe this. This is 11.
I need to open my rule. I need to open my rules doc.
Oh, no. Yeah, thank you. See, this is why we have admin wall kicks here on commentary to make sure that everything. That's actually, yeah, I forgot totally about what ties are.
Alright.
I definitely did not mention anything about ties from the Casual Booth's invitation.
Alright, great.
Oh my god.
Our rules doc. I control F tie in our rules document and got 0 out of 0. Alright, nothing about a tie here.
Good wall kicks.
I am a really good admin sometimes. It looks like they got the same cycle, or the same number of.
Looks like we are still right around 4 seconds apart. Alright, what is back crash? 57, okay, almost 58. We are... Oh, we can do Meyer. I forgot about Meyer.
Yep, we have to do Meyer. Alright.
This is remarkable, by the way. That's so close. Oh. Interesting difference here, you know? Like, so Telethar hooked over to at least the entrance of Meyer, and Delane actually blocked over. I mean, both are actually still very viable. Delane is getting a little unlucky here with some combination of lag here in Meyer too. Unfortunately, though, Delane is the one who's at the deficit, so he probably doesn't realize this, but he really needs something to boost him a little bit faster. Also, difference of Meyer routing to get to the back, kind of also interesting. I think Telefire's version is a little bit faster.
Humbug confirming that going right is faster.
Yeah, because right. So I thought in this case you would go left if you didn't have, like, if you were for some reason missing a key, right? So like key drop is probably one of the best, like the most common examples. Is you still need 0 keys technically to beat the dungeon. But you would have to go basically to the left side of the lane. Oh my gosh, dude! Every little bit is like piling on. We did not.
Telethar's not spooking. I don't think Telethar even attempted spooky.
That could be. Oh man. Well, I mean, we had the boomerang out, so we are also not getting. Did the lane not get spooky either? Like, he was trying real hard to place the block, and I thought he got it. But it doesn't matter because we're here. Okay, what is the door close? 116 or sorry, 16 seconds. Oh no! Oh my God, no. You know what? The lane is just making your life a little bit. Oh, he forgot to hit the switch. Okay. Yeah,
oh, that's unfortunate.
Maybe we don't need the tie rule breaker, you know, right now. Really nice logical map there. Map of this dungeon. Oh, I guess okay. You need it logically for the prize. I guess you don't need it for the boss. Okay, but that is proof right there.
Alright, everything Telethar needs is done. Off to Ganon. Delane doing the same. But at this point, it's going to take a mistake on Telethar's side to give Delane the win.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, there can still be some variation that I've seen, at least for Ganon Phase 4, kind of depending on if you get the torch glitch, when he decides that, like, if you can get a triple in versus the 2 doubles versus, you know, singles. So that, I mean, I would fully expect both of them to get the 1-on-1 here with Bolt Sword, because we'll only need 6 slashes per phase as opposed to 12, so the time is a little bit less, or is a little bit more lenient. And then, of course, Phase 3, they just have to kind of get through it.
Yep.
Talking about Phase 3, we are on Phase 3 on Teleport side. Oh. 1.
Setting up for a triple.
Can we get a triple kill? Nice.
Easy game.
Oh my gosh. Well, for those fans who are hoping for game 3, GG's to Telethar. Gonna snipes the lane here, right at the fanfare, and gonna force out a game 3.
GG's
so
to
close.
both
Wow.
runners.
Yeah, holy
Really
cow.
good race, all things considered.
Yeah, it looks like also the lane is taking a little bit longer here on really trying to get the double. Oh! We didn't fall.
We didn't fall. That's all.
We didn't fall. That's the important part. GG's on the chat for the lane.
GG's to both runners. This was
oh
one
man,
hell of a race.
What a race.
So yeah, official times for Telethar 146.16, for the lane 146.55.
That was yeah, that was an exceedingly good race. That was so close. Hello Telethar, GG's on forcing the game 3 and winning game 2.
Thank you for the GG. That was close.
Lane. How's it going?
GG's
It
the
was yeah.
GG's.
I don't know. I mean, certainly like the finish times were very very close. I don't know how in this case if you guys had a chance to chat about. You were I think 3 or 4 seconds difference going after Agatu.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I messed up a bit in my but that's fine. Happens.
Yeah,
I think
actually,
the rest
yeah,
was
what
really solid though.
happened? What because you ended up actually both of you ended up doing like hitting like the switch in my basement.
I screwed up Spooky.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I didn't tap my dash for some reason.
I tapped it twice and it still didn't work, so I have no idea honestly. Maybe I was too low or too high on the fire road shot.
Yeah, this was an exceedingly fun race to watch. But I think you ended up doing everything. I don't know. I mean, how are you guys feeling basically throughout the season? Like, were you feeling behind at all, or worried?
I felt like it was okay, except I was probably over clearing a bit. Like I managed to single dip Eastern Desert, Hera, Aga Tower, Castle or Hyrule Castle. Like that felt pretty good.
Yeah, I that sounds like my experience with the seed. It felt really like smooth, except for I thought I overcleared way too much. So that's exactly what I thought, like while playing. So
it was definitely a case. Thelaine, you were very very thorough. Telethar, you were thorough, but also like slightly less. Like Thelaine did Catfish the first time, while Telethar after once Darkwood Axis hit, you went west. Thelaine did first Chest Swamp. There were a bunch of small things early on that kind of gave Telethar a little bit of a lead. Like it got to the point where Telethar, you finished ice basically as Thelaine was entering ice. So we were concerned for Thelaine because his thoroughness kind of wasn't paying off. But then when it came time to basically choose between Rodless, Big Keyless, Turtle Rock, or the rest of the overworld, Telethar, you kind of chose the rest of the overworld, and that evened things right back up.
Right.
So that's kind of how we ended up. I think you guys were going up the mountain to go into Turtle Rock at the same time.
And I had a very admirable bomb dupe. That did not help.
Sorry.
I think there were yeah maybe once or twice that I think you were trying to be a real good sport to Thelaine and giving him a little bit of time back. Bomb tip was it, I'm not sure like what your setup was for that, but I look like you were just a bit early, right, on the portal. Yeah, I think the other one was maybe and I was thinking this as we were going through. I think you're paying tribute to your team captain for Survivors of Hyrule and Fortress 2. I think that was I think that was really interesting. so good job, Humbug. You've taught your teammates well.
What a crazy seed, though. Basically, vanilla Eastern into vanilla desert.
Yeah.
Oh
into,
yeah,
into a vanilla
that
castle
was-
tower.
it was oh my gosh. I was very happy, by the way, Telethar, to see your desert palace clear the lane. Unfortunately, did not go to the back of escape to go get his bow before desert.
Yeah.
He got a sword
Wow.
instead. I mean, it happens, right? It's randomizer, but it's like, man.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but I was clicking my bow before I even got into the back of escape. I'm like, it's gonna be here. We all see it coming.
I saw that. I was like, because like he went straight to like silvers. I'm like, no way, there's both bows here. GG's to both of you. This was
Yeah.
really exciting to commentate and to watch.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anyway.
Thanks for putting on a show. So game 3 is actually soon, right? Soon.
Soon,
like-
as in we're already in a race room, yeah.
Like now
Oh,
we
well,
should.
perfect.
Oh.
Perfect. Oh,
Well
perfect.
then.
Oh, well, best of luck. It is inverted, right? Inverted ADKeys will start. So.
Yep.
Well, good luck to both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Good luck.
I would say
Yeah,
we'll let you two get to it. I don't want to keep you guys waiting any longer.
Yeah, well, the credits are keeping me waiting anyway, so.
Fair enough.
I think also we have another restream, so
We-
we
I'm
probably
I'm
should
sure-
give them like 5 minutes to set the
I was
set.
gonna say, I'm sure Alex appreciates you guys starting the race before he had the restream up.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty hilarious. Wildcakes was like, oh, they're starting. Alex was like, oh, and then the stream suddenly became less family friendly than.
Good stuff. But thank you guys and good luck in your game 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you guys so
Thank
much. Yeah. Good luck. Yes, and just real quick, thank you, Wallcakes. This was a pleasure. This was a blast. It was tons of fun. And thank you, Alex, for all of your restream services, basically getting through all this. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Mm-hmm. All right. Have fun. Good luck. Have fun. Have fine tempered. and yeah, you start with boots already, so yeah. Good luck. Have tempered. All right. Anything else, Alex, that we need? Otherwise, we'll just wrap it up in here and let these guys play on game 3. All right, thanks all. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Get ready for some inverted action.
Bye
See ya.
bye.